Hi, and welcome to this video on the report element. This is going to be our introduction to the report element. It's going to be a longer video than usual, and it's just the introduction. We are happy to introduce a brand new element to Apply. It's a report element, it's a container like layout and forms, and it's located on the very same spot. You can find it here when you press the disclosure triangle, and you can select report. A report will list records from a database, and you can do some simple joins so that you can cross-reference records based on different tables. A report can be presented on the screen either as a tabular list or printed to a PDF or paper. Before we dive deeper into the report features, I'm just going to show it working. Here on this project, we have these tables, members and big sample. Members is like a kind of simple contact/personnel database, and big sample is like just a big sample database with lots of data that references members. You can see here members, and we have loads of records here, and big sample. You have a ton of data. You don't need to focus on the data being shown there, because this is just so that we have some data to show the report element. Let's go. First, I'm gonna just switch into play mode and show the report working, and then we're gonna dive back and start diving deeper and checking how it actually works. First thing is that the report needs to be set up. You don't need to add a button, like this is our sample, our test project. So we have like buttons for this distinct actions so that we can try things out and figure things out. And it's also a good way for me to show you how things work. But this could be done in a different screen, in a different action that would prepare the report. But setup will do the initial workflow for a report to be shown on the screen. You can see here the report. It has 2 pages and it has a header. This is important. A report has 3 sections: a header, a footer, and the report itself in the middle. We have some navigation buttons here that will just navigate through the report. And this is just to show you that you can, in Apply, just build the report and offer a way for the user to browse or verify it. And you can also print. And if you select print, it will print with this look and feel. So that's the initial part of a report. It allows you to list records. It can span more than 1 page. And it allows you to print. And this is your operating system print dialog. It can be a PDF. It can be like a real printer. Now, let's look at how it works. The report element is a bit complex. So I'm going to show it, parts of it, not in the logical order that you would build the element. Because, for example, you would probably start with setup. But setup is the most complicated part. So I'm going to show the rest because that's easy, which are the parts about printing and navigation, because all those assume you already have the report element set. First, we can see here the report element, and you can see that inside the report element you have 2 groups, header and footer. Just keep in mind that. Let's see the navigation buttons. Oops. First, you can see how it works. It goes report first page. This navigates a report to the first page. Second, it's using this report actions. By the way, we have a whole report category now with loads of actions, all fully documented. So report current page will pick whichever page we are currently on the report and place it into a variable here. And report number of pages will pick the total amount of pages in the report and place it on a variable. And then what we are doing is manipulating those variables and setting it into the text footer. This kind of workflow here is what calculates the footer. We can see the footer here. It's this one. It's part of the footer group, and it's not automatic. The footer is up to you. You can put whatever you want. What we are doing here on first is making sure that the footer contains the current page and the total amount of pages. This here, we are going to do every time we navigate on the report. So if we go next, you can see report next page. It changes from the current page to the logical next page. And then we calculate the footer again. Previous, it's basically the same. Report previous page and then calculate that. And last, same thing, report last page and then calculate the footer again. We are calculating the footer again because the footer depends on which page we are. The header is static in this sample, so we don't need to do anything regarding the header. Let's check this go. I didn't show it when I switched it to play mode, but you would be able to type the page number, press go, and it would go to that page. Report, go to page, and then you can pass the page. All those report actions, they take a report element. Now you know how to navigate inside the report. Now let's double check how we do printing. It's a simple action, print report. You pass the report element and then you have lots of arguments that are related to the margins for the PDF or paper, and if you're saving it to a specific file, and which variable should contain the result of the print action, which is basically true or false, depending if the print goes through or not. Let me show it working. Setup, print, and I'm gonna save a PDF. Report builder, that works. Now remember that the PDF will look like your project. So it will look like what we are seeing here. And here you can see the report with the header and the contents and the footer. Now that we know how to navigate a report and print a report, which are the actions that your user is going to be doing, it's time that we dive deep into the complex bits, which is the setup. As I mentioned before, the report element can cross-reference data between two tables. So let's go here. And if you remember, let me show you the flow working again. We press setup. There is a message here. The setup's done and the message vanishes. Let's go to the code. Where is the setup button? Here. So show loading will show that message, and hide loading will hide that message. Besides that, this part here we've seen before. All these functions here, actions. All these actions here, we've seen them before. They calculate the footer. We saw them when we are navigating between pages. The new actions we have are setup report and refresh report. Refresh report will pick a report that has been set up and fill it in. Setup report is the complex one. You can see here that it has lots of arguments. And they are basically the cross-reference between two tables. So first you select the table name, then you select my mistake. First you select the element name, report. I was thinking ahead of time, you know. These videos are unscripted. So you select the element, and then you select the table, members. Then you select, after that, you select, let's go so that I can show you the list, the keys. And then after the keys, you select which element, which records to show, which you're using a star. That means all elements. If you are doing a query and just wanted to show the result of that query, you could pass a list of record IDs. Then the target for that table, it's the cloud. Now we select the column names. Notice that the keys are member name, email, and status. But the columns we have in the report are named name, email, and status. You can name it whatever you want. It will be comma separated and in the same order as the keys. After that, you have some size information. So the sizing options, let me show you. Fit to data, fit to column, and fit to paper. You need to select what's more appropriate to your report. Let's scroll. And let me go back here. Oops, I selected the... I need to come back here, click here. So after fit to paper there, we have policy ID here. If you remember, policy ID is a key that's present in both tables, the member table and the big policy table. You can see here, that is this column sizing, and then that's the sort key, and then the sort direction. So it will be sorted by policy ID ascending, and it's numeric, it's the type of column. Then you have the key to group reports by, which here is status. And then you have a linking key, which is the key that links both tables, which is policy ID. We are using policy ID not only to order the data, but also to link both tables. Because if you remember the report, let me go there again, because this is kind of complex. It has name, email, and status. You can see that here status are being grouped. So all the active ones are together, all the inactive ones are together, and all the empty ones are together. But besides name, email, and status, which are all part of the members table, you have construction and county, which are part of the big policy table. So if we go here in the end, so we have, this is the sorting bit. We are sorting by policy ID, ascending, and numeric. We are grouping by status. We are linking two tables by policy ID. And then the other table is big sample. And then we have which columns from that table we want to grab. I said columns, but it's keys. I just went like with some database jargon there. So linked keys, the keys to display. So that's it. That allows us to select members, decide which members we are going to show based on either a star or a list of members, select a target, cloud, then select which keys we want from that table, how we are going to name them. Then we set the options for margins in the report. Then after that, we can group the results by a key. And then we can also link it to another table and then pick some columns from that table. It's a very complex action. I think it's the action in Apply with the largest amount of arguments. So, but it's very powerful. Like it's doing a ton of work with a single action. and then we refresh. And that's how you set up a report. And after that, we just select like the footer and the filter calculation like you've seen that before. That's how you create a report. I hope this inspires you to add reporting features to your app. The report element is brand new. We are still iterating over it, working through it. So if you need help, reach out to us in our social media or our forums or our support emails. We are here to help you. I hope you enjoyed this one. See ya.